Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to repot a peace lily and what care and needs these guys need. And I have my peace lily, and so let's get into this. Alright, so I have this peace lily, or Spathlophyum. I've had this peace lily for about 18 years. There's like a big rock in there. This plant has been in this pot for 4 or 5 years, and it has no drainage. I've done plants for a long time. I've been into houseplants for this. I think this was my first houseplant that I got, was this beautiful peace lily. She blooms for me every single year. These are great beginner plants. There's about 40 different types of peace lily plants. These are a great plant. They like bright indirect light, but they can also survive in low light areas, and they really like it to be 64 to 78 degrees. They do not like drafty windows or AC or heater vents. So they also like their soil to be kept moist. I think that this one might have a little bit of root rot, and as you can see, it's not been turned very well. All the leaves are on one side. Just because you have done plants for a long time, we can all make our mistakes. And I love this plant. I think peace lilies are one of the most beautiful plants that you can have. And so I'm going to talk and repot this guy. So I'm actually going to downsize pot it. I'm actually going to put it into this pot, which it's not too big of a downsize of a pot, but this one has a hole in the bottom for adequate drainage. And one way that you can tell that they are having problems, like this leaf, the brown tips mean that they're getting too much water and soaking, or they're irregularly watered. So this is one of the things. It doesn't have a fungus or any type of insect or anything. There's something weird on there. But when it has the brown tips, it means that they're being irregularly watered. And this has a lot of brownage on the leaves and things. And they're kind of an irregular shaped leaf. Like this is a normal shaped leaf. And some of these are getting very irregularly shaped. So we're going to, it can also be a high chlorine that is causing it. If you have a high chlorine content in your water, like if you can smell it, you can use an aquarium treatment as well. So I am going to tip her over here. We're going to take a look at this guy's roots. Oh, it's going to make a humongous mess, by the way. Humongous. So let's pull this out. Check out her roots. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna be kind of brave. Oh my gosh, I just got dirt everywhere. Like, it's all over the place. She looks pretty good. Her rootage looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna pull some of these small ones off though, so that I can, yeah, there's some rotting on here. This right here is rotted. It's on the roots. There's some browning of the roots. Like this guy, he's not even part of it. I have a bucket down here. I'm just going to kind of set them aside. Okay. So some of these small ones I'm going to pull aside. so that I can try to root them and put them on my shop, which I'll put a link to my shop below. But like some of these little ones, I'm going to just take 4. I like to put 2 plants per pot. So, okay. So I'm going to try to get some of this dirt off of here. So I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to get all this dirt off, and then I will come back to you guys. All right. So I got all of the dirt cleaned off. And unfortunately, as you can see, I mean, this plant has been in this pot for 4 or 5 years, and it had no drainage hole at all. And as you can see, there's not a lot of roots on that. For as long as she's been in that pot, this is not good. This is not a good root system. I'm just trying to pull out some of these smaller ones. Like I said, just to propagate. These are good, like little propagations that you can take out, and you could take like 2 of these and you have yourself a nice small plant. So I pulled some of those out. So let's talk about soil. I'm going to mix it. I have a bucket down here, so don't think that I'm pouring it on the ground. But I like to just use some indoor potting mix. I'm going to use about half of this bag. And if I make too much, I can always use it for other propagations. I have some worm castings. I'm just going to throw in, like 4 handfuls of worm propagations. And I'll put links below for all the products that I use. I have some orchid moss, sphagnum moss. I'm just going to put breaking up a really good size handful. These are wonderful plants. If you're going to be a beginner, I think these are one of the most underrated plants of all, is the peace lily. They are such a great plant, and if you take really good care of them and they're enjoying their environment, they'll put out blooms for you, and they're just beautiful. I love peace lilies. This is the only one I've had. Actually, it was oh my gosh, I'm killing it, and this is all that it started out as. So it was beautiful at one point, but like I said, it's been in this pot with no hole in the bottom for a long time. I use this Guller Orchids bark because I kind of had to get some chunky, but it has pumice in it, and I would rather use the pumice. So I'm going to really make this kind of chunky. So I'll pour in about half, and then I have organic charcoal for horticulture use. Let's open this. All these are new bags. I'm just going to pour some of this in here. Not a lot. What the charcoal's going to do is it's going to help with mold or, fungus or anything that can come in contact. And then I'm just going to really going to town this time on my mix, but I'm just going to throw some leca in there. I kind of want it to be kind of a chunky, airy mix for my peace lily. Most tropical plants like a super well-draining soil. I'm going to put a little bit more potting soil in there. Peace lilies are in the tropical family too, and my bucket's really ugly. I'm sorry. It's one of my garden buckets. It's the only thing I could find, so I'm sorry. It's not a beautiful bucket, but I'm just going to mix it up. These are really an underrated plant. I wish plants like this and like golden pothos and things like that would be more of a want plant because they are such a gorgeous plant, and everybody's into all these rare and unusual plants. I do have some of the rare and unusual plants, but to me, I still love Epiprimnum, the heartleaf philodendrons, the different types of those, and they're just really an underrated plant, and I wish people would focus more on those. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox or off my rant. But I'm gonna put some of this. I'm just gonna add this chunky mix. I only want to plant it up to. I don't want to plant it too deep, and I think I'm gonna spread them out a little in the pot too. So I'm gonna fill this pot up about half full. For years, I thought it was okay to, I thought it was okay for years to just plant plants. You know, they sell pots with no drainage holes in the bottom. You know, I thought for years, oh, it's fine. You know, I'm going to plant this plant with no drainage holes. It's going to be fine. I'm going to put a few rocks at the bottom. It's enough. You know, like I said, I got this houseplant 18 years ago. Yes, has it survived? Yes. Have I taken good care of it? Yes. But I feel bad because I don't feel like it was living its best plant life in that pot. It's kind of funny because it's kind of the same color pot, and I feel like I'm going behind the trees here, you guys. But, you know, okay, hold on. I gotta get this guy in here. It does have some pretty good of a root system. I kind of like to get them all in there to where you can kind of hold them all. I hope I'm not potting soil. Where you can kind of just hold them all. I like putting some sphagnum moss in there because it kind of, especially with the peace lily, because it kind of likes to be a little bit on the moist side, but it's kind of but it does like to drain. So, but you know, you can already see that this plant is going to be like way happier. And oh my goodness, I have made such a mess doing this video. Normally I do this stuff outside. I'm doing it inside because I am a super messy planter. But you know, my channel is to help you guys better your plant life. It's not to promote me or anything like that. I just want to help beginners with their plants. I want to give you guys tips and tricks that I wish that people had given me, and they're not. Oh, and I have enough to do a couple propagations. And so I have this one beautiful plant that we have planted together, and she already looks a lot happier. She's all standing up. And I was able to take all of these small cuttings, like you can take a little guy, a couple little guys, but with a bigger guy, and I have 3 other pots. That's one nice thing about dividing a plant is that you can get 4. I got 4 plants out of this, but you can also see sadness too. I may try and water propagate this guy and this guy because they still have some life in them. I will work on a plant until it is completely dry. I try to save plants because I feel like they're life too, and they have a chance to live. And these guys are still pale colored, so there's no rot to them or anything. They just have dirt on them. But these can be water propagated, so technically I will have 5 pots of plants. So if you guys have any questions, or if you'd like to know about other plants, feel free to leave a comment below. And thank you for joining me, and I hope that this has helped any beginners out there learn and understand the plant world a little bit better. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.